Dallas, are you ready for the celebration of celebrations, the one that we wait for all year long? That's right. CSLDallas is a spiritual community deep in the heart of Texas, connecting with kindred spirits around the world. And you are invited to explore and dive right into our powerful teachings, practices, mystical experiences, and heart-opening connections. And today is a very special Easter celebration, so I'd like to call up Reverend Karen Fry.
Well, good morning, Spirit Humans. Happy Easter to everyone here. Our sanctuary is full. It's full online. I know that. If you don't know me, I'm Reverend Karen Fry. Been here at CSLDallas as a minister since 2014, and now my official title is Minister Unbound. For I am a global spirit human, that's for sure. So we have a special celebration planned for you, and after this, for those of you locally here on campus, we have an egg hunt and pictures with the bunny and all kinds of fun things. But before we go any further, we really want to just say a huge shout out and thank you to everyone that, or at least everyone that's you're going to see on the platform today, okay? And so everyone that you're going to see on the platform today, we're going to acknowledge everybody else behind the scenes, our volunteers next Sunday. So know that this is not an exhaustive list by any means. So we have on our music team, led by our beloved Candy Williams, Denise Ackerman, Willeen Dunn, Aaron, I'm going to say first names, Aaron, and Aaron, and Aaron, and Aaron, and Patrick, and Glenda. On the platform is Dr. Peter Weldis, along with myself, Christine, our licensed spiritual coach, Christine, and Deirdre is our platform assistant. And then our amazing band, we have Brad and Jonathan and Matt. And then we have special guests, Cornell Kinder Connect, right here on the flute. And this is such a treat. Also as well, along with Cornell, is Sherry Jackson on the bowls. And if you want to get grounded, just take up her presence right here, right now. So we also have on the AV team, we have more. We have audio visual. We have Ryan and Richard and Michael and Joseph and Jamie. The ritual team is in abundance as well, led by our team lead, Peggy Roberts. And her team members, we have a sacred engagement team, ensuring that everybody connects with one another, and that's Janice and Julia. And then we have the staff, which are back in our Joy Village, our journey of youth, with all the great, young, youthful spirit humans, Reverend Faye, Carmen, Molly, and Talitha. Beautiful. So I want to let you know, because of what's going on in my life, in the life of the country and the world, Dr. Peter has been teaching a class, and one of the books in the class is Words That Heal Today. And it is about the teachings of Jesus. And so I was inspired to pick that back up, one of my favorite books from Ernest Holmes. And I'm doing my best to read something from it every day as part of my spiritual practice. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I'm doing that. So I brought only one quote to sort of set the tone for today. Who would know God must be as God. For he, she, they, who inhabits eternity also finds a dwelling place in Spirit's own creation. Standing before the altar of faith in the temple of life, each person learns that he, she, or they is an internal part of the universe, and that it would be incomplete without him, her, or them. So today, we're going to explore the myth and reality of the Easter stories, its traditions, through experiencing the symbols, a brief look into history, a reflection on the relevance, what is this about for each of us today, right? And whether this story is a fact, we believe it's true, just so you know, that here we see what it means to be and how to become a fully orbed, boundless love spirit human. So here's the thing. This celebration, I'm doing all the business now because now we're moving into a celebration that lasts about 75 minutes. And it's a continuous thread woven with music, sound, silence, words, ritual. And we invite you to experience and be fully present. Nothing else is happening outside of this moment. And they show us the way to the truth. Show us the way of the darkness of the tomb, a rebirth into the light, the expression of the holy as in complete, holy presence. So we begin right now, right here in the darkness.
My old friend, I've come to talk with you again, because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted
And so we breathe as one life, one breath. Allowing the wings of silence to wrap around each one. A chrysalis that pulls your soul deeper into the silence. This dark place where we are invited to surrender. It is the birthplace, it is the beginning place, it is the womb. That which is present here and now and has been beyond time, beyond space, there. It is that presence of deep love. It is a place that cannot be written down. It can only be felt. It is beyond the story, beyond the myth. It is that. My life springs from that. Your life springs from that. And it is forever inviting to surrender, to let go. Surrender the story, surrender the grief, surrender the uncertainty, surrender even the desire. Let it go. Feel the breath of your lungs sink even deeper, even deeper. Feel that presence and love and extend it back. 1 generation, 2 generations, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And allow that to ripple back to the beginning of time. Send that love. And as you inhale into the right here, right now, send it out. Send it out from this place, this silence, this presence that can only move through us, as us, and yet is always there. Send that love out to each and every one in your midst, in this room, in the rooms beyond, and the rooms beyond that, into the next generation, and the one after that, and the one after that. Moving between the birthplace, the womb place, moving to the tomb of remembering. Remembering the light never goes out. The silence heals. We let it go. Centering in the truth. This one life. This one presence. This I am. And your hand over your heart. And whisper, I am. And so it is.
Let me fall. Let me climb. There's a moment when fear and dream must collide. Someone I am is waiting for courage. The one I want, the one I will become, will catch me. So let me fall if I must fall. I won't heed your warnings. I won't hear them. Let me fall. If I fall, though the phoenix may or may not arise, I will dance so freely, holding on to no one. You can hold me only if you too will fall away from all these useless fears and shame. Someone I am is waiting for my courage. The one I want, the one I will become, will catch me. So let me fall if I must fall. I won't heed your warnings. I won't heed. Let me fall. If I fall, there's no reason to miss this one chance, this perfect moment, this perfect moment. Just let me fall.
rise above it. And yet the native people have taught us, the ancient crones, whose songs I used to sing in a drum circle, teach us to crawl into the cave, be sheltered by the bones of the earth. The first time I went into a sweat lodge, I thought I was going to die. And they taught me to lay down on the earth and surrender to the heat and the claustrophobia and the will this ever be over? And oh my God, I can't do it. And they kept encouraging me, wait, don't run out. Lean in. Fall into it. Sink into it. It is our willingness not to be afraid, but to recognize that this tomb is, in fact, the womb of creation. The Hindus talk about it as the womb from which all things come. In the ancient Hebrew, in the Aramaic, speaking of in the Psalms, praising Sophia as the womb of heaven. So many words that we misinterpret that speak of God as a womb from which we are birthed, from which we come, in which we live and move and have our being. And oh man, I remember letting go and falling into that black hole, thinking I will fall in and I will never come out. But it is in letting go, in falling into it, burning it to the ground, if necessary, that we make space for the phoenix to rise. Because as we are taught, we have to die daily. Daily, we have to die to the false. Die to the false idea of who we are. Die to the false beliefs that we were raised in. Die to the idea that the trauma of our lives identifies us. Die to the old. Ultimately, die to our false identity that we are nothing and no one. Die to the veil of separation. For it is all that keeps us from the light. And it is in dying. It is in dying that we make space and room for emptiness, for true emptiness. And we discover there, oh man, I remember years of meditation thinking, what am I doing? This is never going to work. It seems to work for everybody else but me. All the busyness, all the things, all the stuff, and all the practices I tried over and over and over again until finally Thich Nhat Hanh said, just sit and enjoy your own company. Who was it there to enjoy? Who was there in that black hole, in that darkness? The Buddha speaks of sitting in that depth of meditation, in the quiet, in the stillness, in the dark. And he says, you sip of the nectar of life. Just as the ancient crones said, if you will crawl into the cave, into the bones of the earth, you will be nourished. And when darkness turns into nourishment, when it turns into the rich soil of our lives, that's when we rise.
I've been staring at the coastline, thinking of every choice I made to lead me here right now, standing on solid ground. And I've been hiding in the shadows, wondering if I'm on the right road, someplace I've never been. Is this how it all begins? Oh, 'cause I've got my best suit on and I'm ready. I've got my sleeves rolled up and I'll be on my way. While my heart's thumping, boom, 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 you're gonna see me rise.
Myself to the edge, 'cause we're all looking for a reason, finding shelter from the storm within. Just keep your eyes ahead and dust yourself off again. Oh, 'cause I've got my best suit on and I'm ready. I've got my sleeves rolled up and I'll be on my way. You're gonna see me rise.
Not how you fall back down,
But how you get back up before you hit the ground.
you're gonna see me rise. Oh, rise, rise, oh, rise, yeah. Oh, rise.
You're gonna see me rise.
You're gonna see me rise.
Yes, how beautiful. Right, so let us rise as we move into this morning. You know, what's some of the most interesting things I've learned? You know, I'm German. I know all of you know this. Do you know that up until the 1400s, on Easter, they celebrated the risen Christ? And it was only in a German little church in Bavaria the first time they put a crucifix with the bleeding Jesus on it. And we moved away from celebrating the rising to focusing on the crucifixion. But it is the story of the rising that carries this message and this tradition: death, burial, resurrection, right? This is a map for our spiritual awakening. This story is not new. This story is older than the Christian tradition. We have Apollo and Persephone in the Roman and Greek tradition. My favorites are the story, the Egyptian story, much older. The first one is Osiris. He was battling his evil brother, and the brother chopped him up into 14 pieces and scattered them to the winds. And his wife, Isis, she took her magic. She found all 14 of those pieces, and she used her love and her magic to bring him back so that they could birth their son. Older than our Easter story is a Hopi story. The Hopis tell the story of a young man, godlike, chief-like, strolling into the village one day when they were suffering from drought, and the drought got worse. And this young man had wisdom far beyond his years and would teach about Mother Earth and how deeply they were cared for and how much everything was going to be okay. And it got worse and worse and worse. And they prayed and they did their rain dances. And finally, this young man said, "So now I'm going to tell you what to do. You're going to kill me. You're going to cut me up. You're going to bury me in the ground. And in 3 days, I will rise again." No, 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 no. Yes. Famine got worse. Children were dying. He said, "It's time." So they did. They killed him. They cut him up. They buried him in the ground. And 3 days later, fresh shoots grew up. And on those fresh shoots were the golden ears of maize, which has served the native people for tens of thousands of years, through famine, through flood, through fire, through everything. Darkness, death, burial, resurrection. These are ancient stories over and over and over again, told in virtually every part of the world. Bishop Shelby Spong, in his fabulous books on the teachings of Jesus and the Christian faith, he posits this question, not unlike Marcus Borg, who was part of the Jesus Seminar. They posit this question: what manner of man was Jesus? That after his death, people felt the need to create magic, legendary birth stories and extraordinary end-of-life stories. What manner of man? What manner of presence? What way of being would elicit such a retelling of this deep wisdom? And of course, we understand that so much of the wisdom that Jesus was teaching was ancient wisdom. Many believe that he was part of the Essene community, that he was studied in the mystery schools in Egypt. Who knows? Went to India. Such an amazing presence that we get a glimpse of through the veils of time and the writing of others. We get a glimpse of someone who said, "When you see me, you see the divine. When you see me, right here, you see the presence of the infinite life, the infinite one, who he was so bold as to call Papa. Not some lawyer God out there, something close and intimate and present, right here, right now. Such an extraordinary story, and as we look carefully at these stories, we hold this idea of not an exception, but an inspiration. So far ahead of human evolution, this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like when you die to the shackles of condition, false appearances, separation, and the human condition. You just say, okay, I wish I wouldn't have to drink this cup, but I'm going to drink it anyway. Dying to the old, allowing the false to reveal a being of light. Not an exception, but an example, a possibility for this awakening. Maybe a prodding, maybe a goad, but also a vision. Teilhard de Chardin said he was the one who coined the phrase, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Jesus said we are in this world, but not of it. And almost all traditions spend all of our time trying to get the not of it so that we could not be bothered by the being in the world. So it would stop being such a problem, so it could just get its act together, or we could just pretend that it doesn't exist. And we don't have to do anything about it. We're going to only be about not being of it. But our spirituality isn't meant for that. Jesus kicked the tables over in the temple of the money changers. You have forgotten what the temple is for. He rebuked the Pharisees for standing on the street corner and saying, look how spiritual I am. How many of us have said, look at how great I am at manifesting. Look at how spiritual I am. No. To live it, to be that presence, to give of that light. Yeah. I don't believe anymore that we're spiritual beings having a human experience. I have recently coined the term SpiritHuman. SpiritHuman. This oneness that we talk about, we think about, well, we're all one, this, and then we usually think of just the one human family, but oneness means, no, everything is one. And then we bend our minds around, okay, oneness, and we think, well, spirit is one, whole and perfect and complete, but then there's this thing called life in the world, and it's a mess. So it can't really be included. But no, oneness means everything and no thing. Oneness means the emptiness of the intangible, infinite reality plus the infinite tangible reality. Oneness. That infinite, intangible reality, that light is unexpressed until it is expressed in form, creation. You and me, all life, all beings everywhere. That is one. That is the one. And so it's not about getting to heaven, getting to spirituality, getting to God, getting across the gap. No, it's remembering there is no gap. There is no separation. There's just one. And it is being that in expression. Light without a means of expression, without a star or a sun or a light bulb, is an idea. It only comes into being when there's something that is lit. Form. creation. You and me. We're not trying to be spiritual. We're not trying to bridge a gap between us and spirit. We are spirit as us, spirit human. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's right here. And our job is to be the light and to bring it here into this moment, into this reality. Spirit human. No dash, no space. Like a paradox. A one that's two. Spirit human. Jesus is one of the examples we have in the West. This is what it looks like. This is what we celebrate on Easter. We celebrate the rebirthing, the remembering. You know, Plato says there's no learning. It's just remembering. It's remembering who and what we are. So what does this have to do with bunnies and chicks? Always this question. Why do we have bunnies and chicks? Well, because Easter is actually anciently, way before, celebrated at this time of the year through various traditions. Ostra, who is actually the Celtic goddess of spring. This is her feast. It was borrowed because her feast is about spring after winter, life after death, life after darkness. Yes. The Celtic tradition, the northern peoples in northern Europe, way, way up there, when they had a long, cold, dark winters, spring was a godsend. And in that moment, life is reborn, renewed, different than the year before, but the same. Still apple trees and tulips and baby chicks and baby bunnies and baby lambs and baby everything, right? And so when we are birthed again over and over into the light, I love, a friend of mine a long time ago said, well, it's like we're remembering that we're godlings. Right? We're not God, but godlings. Children of the high, most high, made in the image and likeness of the one. What does that mean? Not God made in our image and likeness, but made in the image and likeness of that. Right? That means we're offspring. That means we carry the DNA. Bunnies and chicks, they grow up to be rabbits and hens and roosters. Godlings. Maybe there's hope for us. What will we grow up to be? What will we grow up to become? Right? But first, we have to die to the belief that we're not that. And of course, we're not the great exception. It's not just the people in this room. It's not just the people online. It's not just the people who believe like us, right? Because if this is true about us, this is true about every single person on the face of the planet. Every place where self-consciousness is revealing itself on this planet or anywhere in the universe or anywhere in the multiverses. We are not the great exception either, but we are a place where that light is revealing itself. And sometimes it's hard to remember because, well, we make messes, don't we? Yeah. Individually, collectively, we're kind of making a mess right now, and a lot of things going on out there have been making messes on and off, right? It gets muddy, it's a mess. And sometimes we want to just drain the swamp, right? Or we want to go into a nice, fresh, clean pool, and it's all beautiful and lovely, you know, and we're not bothered by anything. Yeah. So we chose as our symbol for this Easter. I want to say something else before I tell you what our symbol is. Woo-hoo. And Christine talked about it as she centered ourselves. So this is my favorite other representation of the Easter story. My favorite other representation is the caterpillar, right? The caterpillar is minding its own business, munching along, eating all the leaves in the garden, doing all the making all the mess in the garden, and then all of a sudden it gets this urge, what? To do what? Go into the darkness. So it wraps itself in a chrysalis, goes into the darkness, not really, right? And then there it is in the darkness. And then magically something happens. Well, they have studied what happens in the chrysalis. I'm sure you've heard me say it before. So the first thing that happens is all of the caterpillar dissolves. It turns into goo, like the original soup. And the very last thing that happens is the head pops off. I think there's something very important about that. I love that part. The head pops off, right? Because letting me fall and dying and letting it go and doing all that stuff to our rational brain could be very, very, very scary. But at some point, the head just pops off because it is just not working that way anymore. But how does it know what to do next? In that moment where everything is goo and the head pops off, something called imaginal cells get turned on. They've always been there. They've always been a part of the caterpillar. But this process allows those imaginal cells, what a fabulous name somebody coined, imaginal cells, and they become activated. They've been there all along. But until the dying happens, they can't do their work. And when it's goo and the head has popped off, I just love that. That just cracks me up. Sometimes I wish I could just pop my own head off, right? Could it just stop trying to figure everything out? Could we just stop getting caught in the negativity? Could we just like pop it off? It'd be great. But it is in that moment that we finally do that we are able to let it go. And these cells turn on, and these imaginal cells begin the extraordinary process so that the butterfly emerges. Now, this is why this map is so important. The death, burial, and resurrection map is so important because what emerges is a complete transformation. It's not just a little tweak here or there, right? And that's the difference between change and transformation. Change, you can revert. Change doesn't always stick. But when we go through, when we follow the map that we've been given in so many ways and so many different eras and traditions and conversations and stories, when we're willing to follow that map and over and over and over follow that map, keep dying daily, keep allowing ourselves to let go of control, of our fear, of our doubt, of our sense of separation, when we come out on the other side, do you see we are transformed into something that was always there. And the story goes that Jesus revealed himself as a being of light. As the being of light that he always was, that we always are. So, we've chosen for our ritual, we've chosen another symbol that starts in the mud, in the muck, in the dark, and the ick, and then grows and rises above it. We've chosen our beautiful lotus. So, Cherie's going to come back up here to our beautiful bowls, and the ritual team is going to invite you into our ritual for today. So as Cherie is playing the bowls, the ritual team will be releasing you by row. You'll come up here and you will pluck your lotus out of the mud, because this is a symbol that we are not trying to get out of humanity. Do you see? We're not trying to get out of humanity. We're trying to remember that the lotus grows from that, is embedded in that. And it is the mud that is required for this beautiful flower. It is our light that is always there. So you're going to come up, you're going to, I think you're coming around this way and going down that aisle, and you're going to receive a lotus, and you're going to receive a little card to help you remember this truth. And I really invite you now to, as we are going through this, to be open to the fact that you are already a spirit human. Please.
smoke. Out of our night of struggle, can we see a ray of hope? One pale thin ray reaching for the day. We can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city. Not a city of angels, but we can build a city of men. We may not reach the ending, but we can start slowly and truly mending, brick by brick and heart by heart now. Maybe now we start learning how we can build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city. Not a city of angels, but we can build a city of men. When your trust is all but shattered, when your faith is all but killed, you can give up bitter and battered, or you can slowly start to build a beautiful city. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can build a beautiful city. Not a city of angels, but finally a city of men. Of woman and man. A city of men.
So it's in this moment that we each go within to that infinite, boundless, omniscient, omnipotent, divine, oceanic substance, space. It's in this recognition of this one life and one love, one power, one presence, God, Spirit, divine, oceanic substance, the thing itself, whatever each of us choose to call it. It is the one. That which everything comes from and everything returns, and there is no gap in between. It all is expressing throughout the seen and unseen, the cosmos, the universe, the omniverse, the black holes. There is absolutely not a single spot cell quantum speck where this boundless love is not. It's impossible. And this one life, this one love, this one presence is that which is expressing as abundance in every shape, form, fashion imaginable, of wholeness, meaning nothing needs to be added or subtracted, of peace, that which passes all understanding, of clarity, of beauty, of creativity, of grace, of divine right action and divine right order. And there is abiding faith knowing this is so. That anything unlike this is impossible. And as I know that this one life is all of this and more, I do know that I am that I am. As Jesus knew, as the master teacher knew, as the master teacher taught, as he lived and he breathed and he moved. And so as I know that I am that I am, I know that each and every one of us is that too, without exception. It is impossible for I am possible, each of us. And so I speak the word for each of us, living, breathing, loving, bringing our light at such a moment as this throughout all eternity. I speak a word absolutely knowing that there is an awakening right here, right now. A rebirth, a remembering, a renewal, a realizing that we are each spirit human. We are born of this. We are of this. The flesh is this. The mind is this. The soul is this. The dreams are this. The mind is this. The heart is this. The cells, the imaginable cells are this. It does not matter what has come before this moment. We bring all the good to us now, and we know that everything has served us in this moment. And there is this realization that there is no second coming because there's no one and nothing to wait for because we're right here, right now. We are each it as the body of life expressing. And we each awaken to our spiritual magnificence. Drop the clothes and the falsehoods of what is real when it's not. What is significant that our families, our leaders, our community, our nations, our countries, our neighborhoods, our rivers, our streams, our oceans, all sentient beings are here in co-creation with one another. We rise up to the awareness that we each and every one matter. And most of all, we let go and surrender any struggle within us, any voices within us, that tells us that we are not the I am that I am. And so we are rebirthed, we are renewed. In this moment, we have a place in the world right here, right now, and because we bring our light forward, it does matter. At such a time as this, for our life, for our family, for our leaders, for our nations, and for our world. How good it is to know I am that I am, and we each know we are spirit human, embodied today and evermore. And so it is.
Stumble through your days, got your head hung low, your sky's a shade of gray, like a zombie in a maze. You're asleep inside, but you can shake that weight.
Just a dead man walking, thinking that's your only option. But you can flip the switch and brighten up your darkest day. The sun is shining, the colors blinding. Leave the world and redefine it. Leave behind you, never mind, you'll never be the same.
Come alive, go and light your light, let it burn so bright, reaching up to the sky, and it's open
And now's the time when we can come alive truly to bring such great life to this community. So for those of you online, for those of you here, for those of you that watch this later, I mean, this is the time where we get to fund this community at such a time as this. And this community has been here for over 55 years. Oh my gosh, in this area in Dallas, Texas. And people drive for over 2 hours just to come here some days. And so I want to really invite us in this moment and throughout the rest of this year. We know how important funding is and how many lives it touches when sometimes the funding is just like, wow, it was here, now it's not here. Where is it? Where did it go? So thank you, first of all, for everyone who gives and gives and gives consistently to this community, because we get to be here together in a community and be that boundless love. And I'm just going to say the reason why I came here in 2014 is Peter said in The Economist in 2010, there was an article that in the 19th century how New York City went, so the country went. Then it was in the 20th century how Los Angeles went, so the country went. And it was predicted that in the 21st century how Dallas, Texas goes, the country goes. So I came here to say, well, great, I can do something. How CSLDallas goes, how Dallas goes, how the country goes, how the world goes. So you are an important part in giving when you give to this community. It touches lives we will never, ever know, like all the way to Uganda come Sunday. So please give generously. Text give. Let's just go right past the abundance affirmation. Text giving, web giving, PayPal, because y'all are already abundant, therefore shall give. And more comes back to you all the time. Anytime I feel me clutching, I just go, oop, that's not good. Give. So let's give generously. Text give, web give. Go on our line. It's going to come to you tomorrow or the next day and say, Reverend Karen said to give. I'm going to give to this community more than I thought this week. Thank you so much for that. As the greeters come, and by the way, there's a little thing, QR code, if you're here, and a basket pass, you literally can use your phone and QR code that and give right now. Thank you so much.
Well, that's a hard act to follow.
Yeah.
Come on, girl, work it. Thank you. Oh, well, let's have it on. Is it on? Yep. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence and being present. This is a thing to be present. So thank you for that. Thank you for your gifts. And my name's Deirdre. I'm here to just tell you what's going on here at CSL. So at the end of the month, you can sign up to have a circle called Fun with Friends. You get to create this event. It could be open table. It could be an event. It could be a venue for a community with like-minded souls from CSL Dallas. You can get to know each other more deeply while fundraising for CSL Dallas, which we're doing right now, so thank you for that too. There's also a QR code for that because we tech savvy. And there's a flyer in the chat link if you're online. So we also will be having 2 exciting and inciting days in May with 2 incredible women who will inspire us to stimulate our consciousness and deepen our souls. You can explore the universal themes of Star Wars, The Force will be with you, with Dr. Kristen Noble on May 4th. Then you have the magic and mystical kingdom of creativity and connection within you, which will be with Dr. Cynthia James on May 11th. So mark your calendars, May 4th and May 11th. You also may use the QR codes on the flyer to learn more, or you can go to the events page of CSL Dallas. Now we're going to bring up Reverend Faye. I don't see her right this moment, but here she comes. Here comes Peter Cotton. No, that's Reverend Faye. She's going to tell us about the money trail, what's going to happen next with our egg hunt.
Hello, hello, hello. Come on, kiddos. So I have to say, I treated for no rain, and so we got no rain, and now the sun is coming out. However, we have planned to do the egg hunt in the building. So The parents, we're going to ask that you come and meet with your kids, and you're going to go with your kids and follow our teachers through the hall. We're going to go literally make a square. You're going to go all the way around, but you're going by way of following the teacher. The little ones are going first, 3 and below, and then we have the 4 to 6 or 7-year-olds, and then the 8 and up. You can go. Parents, if you can meet the children over to the left. Kiddos. The bunny is going to be just out here by the benches in the breezeway. Okay, go that way. So over there. You guys can go here.
Thank you, Reverend Frey. Thank you for this sacred day, for these sacred events, for those godlings. And as we close our celebration now by standing and singing, let's join our fabulous music team and band. Happy Easter, everyone.